Welcome to Leader Lifestyle Hub. As we have set the target of completing 200 book summaries in the entire year, here comes the book number 116. The name of the book that we have today is The Eighth Habit, written by Stephen R. Covey. Let me share my screen. The Eighth Habit, written by Stephen R. Covey. So, before going further, let us see the information about Stephen R. Covey. Here is the information about Stephen R. Covey. Stephen R. stands for Richard Covey, was an American educator, author, businessman, and speaker. His most popular book is The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. So if you see that the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, it is a bestseller as well. Let us understand what are the 7 habits of highly effective people. Then afterwards, we can come on to the 8th habit. So here is the 7 habits of highly successful people, the 7 habits tree. And the first 3 habits is start with you, whereas the second 3 habits are all about play well with others. And the 7th habit is remember to take care of yourself. So these are the 7 habits. Let me repeat. Be proactive. You are in charge of yourself. Begin with the end in mind. Have a plan for destination. And the third habit is put first things first, work first, then play. So instead of relaxing first, you need to work first, then after you can play accordingly. So these are the 3 habits for starting with you. Like be proactive, begin with the destination in mind, and put first thing first. And the second set of 3 habits are think win-win situation, or everyone can win. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. So before you talk, listen carefully. So that is all about habit 5. So listen before you talk. Habit 6 says that synergize. Why? Because together is always better. So always think about togetherness instead of working alone. And the 7th habit is sharpen the saw. Balance feels best. Unless until you sharpen, you can't cut the tree. So sharpen the saw is the 7th habit. So these are the 7 habits. Be proactive. Begin with the end in mind. Put first things first. Think win-win. Listen before you talk. Synergize. Sharpen the saw. So these are the 7 habits of the highly effective people. Now let us see the 8th habit from the same author, Stephen R. Covey. Let us see the target audience. The 24-year graduate who is in a job he hates, but does not see how big his freedom to choose really is. And the second target audience is the 47-year-old supply chain manager with a very strict approach to rules and leadership, and anyone who knows they often fail to deliver on what they promise. Let us see the synopsis. The 8th habit is about finding your voice and helping others discover their own. So let me repeat it. Finding your voice and helping others discover their own. In order to thrive at work in the information age, we are in the information age where interdependence is more important than independence. So interdependence is more important than independence. So if you see the tree, right, habits tree, 7 habits tree, start with you is all about dependence, and play well with the others is all about independence. And the 7th habit is all about interdependence. So we need to grow from dependence to independence, independence to interdependence. So that's how the author Stephen R. Covey is suggesting us. So let us listen from him, the author himself, Stephen R. Covey. People simply feel better about themselves when they are good at something. Suppose if you are good in designing in Canva designs, you feel better when you do something on that. So people simply feel better about themselves when they are good at something. One of the major points in Stephen R. Covey's global bestseller, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, was that in today's day and age, working together has become more valuable than competing with one another. Mostly directed towards leaders and business, I think the eighth habit is also an important book on a personal level, especially the section about building trust, as it's become a rare commodity in our short-term oriented world, a modern classic. Back in the industrial age, when work was mostly physical, differences in individual people's productivity were marginal, as no man could cut 100x logs more per day than another. Means at that time we used to cut that tree logs, so no man could cut 100 logs per more per than in a day. But now that we live in the information age where knowledge is our main skill, a great programmer can indeed be 1000x more valuable than an average one. So in this 2004 amendment book, Stephen R. Covey shares with us how we can set up ourselves and others for success in the working world by cultivating the eighth habit, which is nothing but finding your voice and inspiring others to find their own. Let us see the top 3 lessons from this book. Here are the 3 lessons I have learned about it. Your freedom to choose is the biggest gift you are born with. Your freedom to choose is the biggest gift you were born with. Build trust by being friendly, knowing when to say sorry, and following through on your promises. So let me repeat the second chapter lesson. Build trust by being friendly, knowing when to say sorry, and following through on your promises. And the third important lesson is empower others by giving up control and handing them responsibility. So empower others by giving up control and handling them responsibility. Let me repeat 3 lessons. Your freedom to choose is the biggest gift you are born with. So we are all born with a freedom to choose whatever we want. That is the biggest gift. Build a trust by being friendly and empower others by handling them responsibility. Do you want to set yourself up for a successful career in a post-industrial age world? That means current information age world. Then let us cultivate the eighth habit together. Let us see each and every lesson in detail. Lesson number 1. There is no bigger gift you have been born with than the ability to choose. In order to help others find their voice, you first have to find your own, obviously. Stephen Covey says that how fast you will be able to do that all depends on how well you use the gifts you have been given at birth. From your childhood onwards, you might have a lot of gifts, talents that you have. So based on your talents, you can do the things very fast. So how fast you will be able to do that depends on how well you use the gifts you have been given at birth. There are many advantages we were born with just because we are humans. But according to Stephen, the by far biggest one is this. You are free to choose how you react to any and every situation in life. Type yes in the chat box. You are free to choose how you react to any and every situation in life. Unlike plants who cannot move or animals whose life is just a series of instinctual knee-jerk reactions, we as humans get to choose our next action. We can't control what happens to us, but we sure as hell can decide how we will react to it. So whether the next step is a step up or step down is entirely up to you. If someone treats you badly, be it your boss or be it your friend, be it your colleague. If people try to peer pressure you into doing things, it is up to you to give into it and to do something about it or to walk away. However, freedom of choice is not the only enabling factor in finding your voice. Covey also talks about the 4 kinds of intelligence. Let us see the 4 kinds of intelligence that Stephen Covey said that. First intelligence, we call it as physical intelligence. Second one is mental. Third one is emotional. And fourth one is spiritual. Let us see each and individual intelligence. Physical intelligence, which is your body's ability to function mostly on autopilot without conscious direction. So it is all about physical intelligence is all about body's ability. And the mental intelligence is all about what you have called as IQ, intelligence quotient, about resolving the puzzles, solving challenges or whatever the things related to the mind. So mental intelligence is all related to the mind. Emotional intelligence, which is about empathy and what's sometimes called as a emotional quotient. So emotional quotient intelligence is all about feelings, emotions, and all the things related to that type of intelligence. And the fourth one is most important, spiritual intelligence, which is your own moral compass, your true North Star, the thing that drives your life's meaning. So this is the one which is driving you in the top, and it is your true North Star, which helps you to drive your life in the positive way or negative way. Recognizing these powers you have and playing with how you use them is the first step towards finding and capitalizing on your unique powers at work. Then it's all about communicating them to others. Let us see the second lesson. Be nice, apologize when you have to, and deliver on what you promise to build trust. Communicating with others comes easiest when your relationship is built on trust. Let me repeat this. Communicating with others comes easiest when your relationship is built on trust. The more you trust in one another, the more things you will feel comfortable saying, the more you think about each other's words, and the more likely you are to accept them. Think about this in the concept of business or job, and you can easily see why trust is one of the most important things for CEOs to work on. It determines the speed with which you can execute and therefore your company's success overall. Stephen Covey says that trust is built in 3 ways. Let us see the 3 ways to build that trust. Stick to your word is the first step you need to work on to build your trust. Stick to your word. If you promise something, follow through 100% of the time. Not sure if you will make it, then don't promise it. If you are not sure you will make it, then don't promise it. Whatever comes out of your mouth, back it the follow-up every time. Back it the follow-up every time. So whatever comes out of your mouth, stay connected with that same word. So stick to your word is a critical point of building the trust. The second lesson that trust can be built on is be nice, so simple yet so powerful. Just be friendly, say thank you, please, and how can I help you? Avoid gossiping and stay positive. These things don't cost a thing, but go a long way. So second important thing is simplicity and staying positive. And the third important lesson to work on the trust building is say sorry when you have to. We all screw up. The best thing by far you can do when that happens is to instantly acknowledge it and just say sorry for that mistakes. So there are few powerful words, which is sorry, please, thank you. These 3 are very powerful words. Use them wisely. So this is the way you can build your trust. However, trust is not a one-way street. It's not just built by you being trustworthy to others, but also by you handing out trust yourself. How do you do that? Let us see the lesson number 3. Give up control and hand others responsibility to empower them. One of the strongest ways to empower others is to just hand the power to them, literally to hand over the power. That doesn't mean you should let the intern run the business. So if you are running a business, it is not like you are handing the entire business to the interns, but always keep extending the responsibility and control your employees have over their work. Let us take another example here. If you run a cleaning workforce, let them decide what cleaning products to use, what gloves to wear, what vacuuming devices to try, how to plan the schedule, how they can schedule their own day, how they can work accordingly, how they can give the best results. It is not about what time and how much time they work. It is all about how much profit you are making and how much products you are able to release and how your customers feeling about your services. This is the most important. So give up control and hand others responsibility to empower them. Having the freedom to make these important decisions about their work will make them feel a lot more motivated and, of course, help them trust in your future decisions. Whenever you take any future decisions, they will trust you and they will always stay with you. By the way, this applies to our friendships as well. Ask your friends for help, trust them to do their part, and see how your relationship grows. This is all about the 8th habit, which is nothing but find your inner voice and inspire others to find their own. So how to find your voice? It's all about your spiritual intelligence. Recognize these powers you have and play with them. What is this spiritual intelligence which is driving your life? Spiritual is not about only the chanting and recitation. It is all about yourself, your true self. What is your true life meaning and how you feel about yourself. All these things are about find out your biggest gifts that you have found in your childhood days, whether it may be drawing, painting, singing, or writing, essay writing, elocution, whatever it is. Find out your biggest gift as you have born. And there is always ability to choose your voice very wisely. And the second thing is build trust based on 3 things. Stick to your word. See so simple. Make you so simple and stay positive. Say sorry when you have to. So these are the 3 ways to build your trust. And finally, give up control or give up hand holding and hand others responsibility to empower them and to make them work with help of freedom. And see you on Wednesday, tomorrow, as an Independence Day for India. Let us celebrate the Independence Day with the help of this 8th habit. See you on Wednesday. Until then, stay connected, keep progressing.